laudable, supportive, and good work of the Conference Consultative Committee led by Mr. Peter Amambo and his team. Peter Amambo is the Group Managing Director of Zenith. Job well done. Thank you. Our sponsors and our membership economy at large, which has remained evolving and dynamic, including the members of the Fourth Estate of the Realm. Also, I have a very supportive and dynamic, able Managing Director of NDIC, Alhaji Umaru, who had always supported this great institute. An amazing man. Thank you for the support for this conference. Your Excellency, distinguished guests and participants, let me seize this opportunity on behalf of the entire Institute of Bankers in Africa and indeed all Nigerian bankers, coming straight, just give you a brief background. His Excellency, the President of Ghana, was supposed to declare this open, but the body of Kofi Annan, the former Secretary General of the United Nations, just arrived. So that has interrupted this. But even at then, he sent his goodwill to this conference. So it is my pleasure to honor for the demise of the illustrious world citizen, Dr. Kofi Annan, whose burial is scheduled to take place this week. May his gentle soul rest in peace. I will urge this audience if we can observe a minute silence for this great citizen. May his gentle soul rest in the bosom of the Lord. Finally, I want to thank every participant that have found time to come. I know that you're going to have a swell time because this conference is very topical and you'll be enlightened. Thank you for listening and God bless you all.
The man came here to discuss MSMEs, but I think we can give him a multinational round of applause. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. Let me also join my voice in welcoming the Managing Director of NDIC, Ibrahim Umaru. Sir, I welcome you. Thank you very much. And so, Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it was Christopher Rice who once said that every day is a bank account and time is our currency. No one is rich and no one is poor because all of us have 24 hours each. Our next speaker totally believes in this, and that is why he parts every day of his life with excellence. Chairman, Africa Finance Corporation. Chairman, Nexim Bank. He is an economist of world-class standard, 3 decades in the banking sector. Currently, Deputy Governor of Central Bank of Nigeria, Financial System Stability. Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, please join me as I welcome the representative of the Governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Dr. Joseph Oku Nana. Welcome, sir.
distinguished ladies and gentlemen, if you permit me, I will stand on the existing protocol. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I'm here standing in place of my principal, the Governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, who is unavoidably absent. He's on national duty in Mauritius. I wish I was there too. It is my pleasure to deliver the keynote address at this auspicious occasion of the 11th Annual Banking and Finance Conference organized by the Revet Chartered Institute of Bankers of Nigeria, holding at Transcorp Hilton Hotel, Abuja. Let me, from the outset, commend the organizers of the conference for the privilege to address this eminent assembly of professionals and stakeholders in the financial sector. I am delighted to be in your midst, first as a fellow of the great institute, and second as the governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, a critical stakeholder in the Nigerian financial sector. The theme of this year's conference, MSME, the game changer for economic growth and development, is both timely and appropriate, given the government's drive for inclusive economic growth and development. The quest for inclusive growth and development, however, cannot be adequately achieved without significant attention given to the activities of the 37 million MSMEs and their critical role in the utilization of domestic resources and employment generation and financial inclusion in Nigeria. The Nigerian economy has continued to show good signs of growth since exiting recession in the second quarter of 2017, with the average gross domestic product growth rate of 1.50, that is year-on-year, witnessed in the second quarter of 2018. According to the NBS, that is the National Bureau of Statistics, the second quarter growth was largely driven by growth in the non-oil sector, which grew by 2.05% in real terms. The notable sectors that contributed to the non-oil sector growth are agriculture, construction, information and technology, transportation and storage, and services. Strikingly, an estimated 96% of enterprises in these sectors are micro, small, and medium enterprises, the MSME that we are discussing today. It is, however, noteworthy that the MSMEs are confronted with numerous challenges that include infrastructure deficiencies, harsh business environment, and restricted access to finance, among other challenges. The huge financial gap in the sector has often been ascribed to financial intermediaries lending apathy to MSMEs. That is the risk aversion, which are usually perceived as being too risky, plagued with high mortality rate, and the entrepreneurs often not possessing adequate collaterals acceptable for credit advancements. The Central Bank of Nigeria, as a critical stakeholder in the financial sector, has designed and introduced some infrastructural support and financing initiatives to reduce the enormous financing gap in the MSME space. The actions also aim to improve access to affordable and sustainable financing for MSEs, particularly those operating in the informal sector of the economy, and to support the federal government's effort and policy measures towards promoting sustainable economic development and employment generation. Permit me to itemize some of the initiatives which the Central Bank has evolved over the years. The interventions include Micro, Small and Medium Enterprise Development Fund, Small and Medium Enterprises Credit Guarantee Scheme, National Collateral Registry, Entrepreneurship Development Center, ADCs, and agribusiness. Which are designed to expand financial services access to MSMEs operating in priority sectors of the Nigerian economy. The broad objectives of these interventions are not only to increase access to low-cost finance to MSMEs, but also to enhance the enterprise's capacity to support job creation, self-sufficiency, economic growth, and broader diversification of the economy. The Small and Medium Enterprises Credit Guarantee Scheme was introduced in 2010 by the Central Bank to promote access to credit to MSMEs in Nigeria by providing guarantee up to 80% to banks that extend credit to the MSMEs. The objective is to encourage banks to lend to the sector from their resources. The Micro, Small and Medium Enterprise Development Fund was introduced as a direct window by the CBN to provide low-cost financing to economically active population and small-scale businesses, with particular emphasis on women and women-owned enterprises. A percentage of the fund was also earmarked for people living with disabilities. The National Collateral Registry is a financial infrastructure introduced to support the credit market by enabling micro-enterprises to use their movable assets as collateral for bank loans. The initiative is geared to emphasize the reliance on immovable assets, such as land and buildings, as security for bank facilities. Since the commencement of active operations in May 2016, 552 financial institutions have registered 32,645 financing statements valued at over 688.35 billion naira, $33.4 million, and 6,000 million euro on the platform. I'm very optimistic that the collateral registry will have tremendous impact on MSME lending in Nigeria and in the foreseeable future. This is especially considering the recent launching of the Economic Recovery and Growth Plan, which intends to leverage on the power of the private sector in its economic recovery and transformative growth. right, by prioritizing MSMEs in all critical sectors as a significant source of long-term growth. The Agricultural Small and Medium Enterprise Intervention Scheme, as the AGISMIS, is an initiative of the Bankers Committee to support the federal government's effort and policy measures for the promotion of agricultural businesses and small and medium enterprises. The scheme represents a major vehicle for sustainable economic development and employment generation. AGISMIS facilities are targeted at agricultural value chain and manufacturing projects at an interest rate of just 5% per annum and a maximum tenure up to 7 years. The Entrepreneur Development Center, as the EDCs, were established and implemented in each geopolitical zone of Nigeria to complement the efforts of ministries, departments, and agencies of government in developing the managerial and vocational skills of young entrepreneurs to become self-employed and employers of labor in the long run. Your Excellencies, I have attempted to summarize some of the contributions of the Central Bank to the MSME in the development of our country. Our task at this conference is to debate and deliberate constructively on ways to further support MSMEs in Nigeria to be able to perform their essential role of enhancing economic growth and inclusive development. The CBN has done so much in the area of de-risking the MSME subsector and providing funds for on-lending to the sector. It is now up to us, the financial intermediaries in the economy, to support and complement these efforts and turn around the fortunes of MSMEs and the economy at large. I am confident that with the caliber of participants here present, we shall concretize a win-win solution in moving the economy forward. To this end, I wish to encourage us all to participate actively in our deliberations today. I thank you very much. Signed, Mr. Godwin Emefiele, CEO.
Let me be checking.
Actually, I love to speak extempo. I don't like to read from a script. But all the same, thank you for your attention.
Let me quickly correct myself. He is the Deputy Governor in charge of Economic Policy. He has since moved from FSS. Did he read his speech well? So can we give him a round of applause to take to the Governor? Please deliver the round of applause to the Governor, please. Thank you very much. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, our next speaker is a man I've known for a long time and I've come to appreciate as a brother. To him, public service must be more than just doing your job efficiently and honestly. To him, he believes that public service is a dedication to people and to the nation. As far as he's concerned, there is no higher calling in terms of a career than public service, which is a chance to make a difference in people's lives and improve the world. He has had his journey. Today, we thank God, he is the permanent secretary in the office or the secretary to the government of the Federation. It's therefore my honor and pleasure to welcome here Mr. Olusegun Adekunle, representing Mr. Boss Mustafa.
Welcome, sir.
A very good morning to all of us. I join the President and Chair of Council in welcoming you to Abuja and to this conference. My name is Olusegun Adekunle, Permanent Secretary, General Services Office, in the Office of the Secretary to Government of the Federation. And I bring you the goodwill message of my boss, Mustafa, the Secretary to the Government of the Federation. He would have loved to be here, but you know a lot of things are going on these days, and he has to attend to his own principles. I read his goodwill message. I'm pleased to deliver a goodwill message at this auspicious event, being the 11th Annual Banking and Finance Conference holding in Abuja today. I congratulate the Governing Council and Executive Management of the Chartered Institute of Bankers of Nigeria for undertaking this laudable initiative to gather Nigeria's experts and players in the financial services space under one roof to discuss SMSEs, the game changer for economic growth and development. I'm delighted that the Annual Banking and Finance Conference provides a platform for all stakeholders in the banking and finance industry, which include policymakers, regulators, operators, clients in the industry, and a host of others, to share experiences and exchange ideas on contemporary issues affecting the banking and finance sector as well as the economy. I believe that this conference will generate new ideas, innovations, and strategies to address the challenges MSMEs face in order to engender economic growth and development in the country. The theme of this edition is highly germane to the country's current economic experience. The imperative of economic development and importance of the thriving SME subsector is not only critical for achieving a robust growth trajectory and improved business performances, but also essential in realizing the much desired inclusive growth and development in our country. It is therefore important to note that small and medium enterprises not only contribute significantly to the economy, but also serve as an impetus for economic diversification. In addition, innovative and technology-based SMEs can provide an interesting platform for expanding outside domestic borders and entering into intra-regional and international markets. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, this administration's change mantra remains the pledge we made to all Nigerians in the areas of security, the fight against corruption, and the revival of the economy. We are working round the clock to put Nigeria in her pride of place in the world economy. This fact holds true, particularly in Nigeria, whose SMEs contributed approximately 48% to the national GDP over the last 5 years, as reported by the National Bureau of Statistics. It is also worthy to note that the SMEs in Nigeria accounted for 96% of all businesses in the country and employed about 84.02% of the workforce in 2016. This is still work in progress, and that is where your role comes in. I want to use this opportunity to assure both the local and international business communities that this administration will continue to provide a more secure business environment and commit more to these ideals in the interest of economic development of Nigeria. We shall continue to provide physical infrastructure for existing investments to thrive and make every part of the country attractive to new investors. We are also going to commit to building institutions that make data much more available for research, building sound regulatory environment, and providing sufficient investor capital and financial education, amongst others. Let me use this opportunity to encourage all stakeholders present here today to take advantage of the policies of government on the ease of doing business. The President alluded to the business environment. It is still work in progress, and we should all join our hands together to develop it and bring it to the desired level. I also urge you to maximize the opportunity created by the objectives, the targets, and goals of the Economic Recovery and Growth Plan, ERGP. Nigeria is ready for business, and the market is expansive for quicker and bigger returns on investment. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, as I look forward to robust discussions and recommendations that will emerge from this conference, let me remind all of us that SMEs hold the key to economic growth for our nation, and indeed, every nation. I thank you all for listening, and God bless our country, Nigeria.
He is a boss to so many people, but he's here representing his boss, Mustafa. Let's give him a round of applause worthy of a boss. He delivered with such calmness and candor. Thank you very much. What we'll do, we'll quickly take two goodwill messages from some of our CEOs that are here. And the first person I shall be inviting, for 25 years, he was the face and voice of Citibank, serving in such countries as Cameroon, Gabon, Congo, Ghana, Niger. In his 34 years of banking, he just chose towards this period to ride the beautiful white horse of Union Bank. It's therefore my honor and pleasure to welcome here the Group Managing Director of Union Bank, Mr. Emeka Emowa.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. As with the previous speakers, I will, with your permission, stand on all the protocols that have been observed so far. The theme of our conference today and tomorrow is MSMEs as a game changer for economic growth and development. First of all, let me say a big thank you and a big congratulations to all the people involved in organizing the conference, the council, the chairman of council, the conference consultative committee, my able friend, brother, colleague who has chaired the organizing committee and lent his deep pockets to make sure that this session is, this conference goes well. That's Peter. Congratulations also to the members of CIBN, right? Both those who are involved in organizing and those who are here present, because the conference is nothing if it's only the organizers and you don't have an audience. Now, as some of the other speakers have mentioned, it's recognized worldwide that the SMEs are indeed the backbone of every market economy. And here in Nigeria, one of the major challenges that the businesses have is accessing to financing. But that's just one, right? Latest thinking has shown that this goes hand in hand with business development services, or call them advisory services, to basically increase the capacity of SMEs, increase the capacity of entrepreneurs to actually do what it is that they have set out to do. You'll find that the entrepreneurs have the ideas. Very often they need support, structural support, to be able to translate those ideas into scalable opportunities. Now, we as bankers, we are always concerned that we don't have sufficient information, that we don't have sufficient security, collateral, but there are ways to do this. I'm not saying that I know how, but there are ways, and I believe that the next 2 days, or today and tomorrow, we will be able to come up with ways to figure this out. Because there have to be ways to be able to support businesses without looking at things from a traditional perspective. Because those traditional methods are not necessarily suited to entrepreneurs, because the entrepreneurs and small businesses are not as structured as those methods are designed for. So that is one of the things I'm hoping that the next 2 days will generate in terms of ideas and in terms of solutions. Because one thing is clear, that if we accept that SME lending or SMEs are the backbone of the economy, then that in itself will lead to great for us. So if we do that, we focus on, as we are, deepening financial inclusion by creating more economically active and able customers. Then we do two things, right? One, we contribute to economic activity, and two, we create more business, more opportunities for ourselves. So again, thank you for bringing this conference together, to all those involved. Thank you for the theme, and certainly look forward to the outcomes and the outputs from the next 2 days. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
You can now see why he's been credited with turning an old bank to a modern, nimble, and efficient bank that is actually very relevant in contemporary times. Let's appreciate him one more time, ladies and gentlemen. Our final goodwill message this morning is coming from a man somebody called the newest Group MD and CEO in town. He joined his bank in 1996. In his over 20 years of senior and management experience that's taking him around West Africa, he has evolved, not just with banking experience beyond West Africa. Today we see him as a global banker. I'm therefore happy to welcome the Group MD and CEO of EcoBank, Mr. Patrick Akiwuto.